Go. Welcome to the Bushido gang. What's up, guys? It's Attack on Samurai, and welcome to week 6 of the Bushido gang draft league. Draft league that's hosted by my Discord, the Bushido gang. So for this week, the matches for this week are the Washington Samurais um versus the Wisconsin Weezings. We have the Fire Nation versus the Pennsylvania Phantoms. We have the Dubai Dragapults versus the Farmington for Alligators, and then lastly, or I guess firstly, since we'll be talking about this game first, we have Eric, captain of the Sunset Lakes Septiles, versus Ed, captain of the New Mexico Ludicolos. So after this week, we only have one more week left of the regular season, and then afterwards we can finally move on to the playoffs. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be very interesting. So let's see how this game goes. Looking at the matchup though, Eric has a pretty good matchup against Ed. Especially because he does have that Firewater Grass core, so those three could be very good against Ed. Especially Darmanitan. Darmanitan could really just break him, could really break his team if he gets rid of the Como. Como's like the one mon that actually stops this. If he can get rid of it, then he's pretty much set to sweep with it. Clef could also be a threat as well, but Clef is always gonna be a problem no matter where it goes. So that mon could definitely do some work too. Gastrodon, if it's like a cursing one, it could be pretty useful, but he would have to get rid of the Virizion first. The Flygun's is probably gonna be more of a supporting one, so maybe Choice Scarf. Choice Scarf Flygun's really good here. It could be Mix as well. Mix would be very good too. Could break through the Como. It can also break through the or breaks through half his team anyway. So still not that bad. And the Runarigus is probably gonna be the rocker if anything. So then on Ed's side, Ed could go any way he wants. The way his draft is built, or I mean the way his team is built. It's probably gonna be a more aggressive team, just from the way he has it. So it could be like maybe some kind of weakness policy in Incineroar, or maybe or something like that. Incineroar could be many things though. Like it could be defensive, it could be offensive, or it could just be like fully utility. But yeah, let's see what happens here. So turn 1, the Sunset Lake Septiles are going to lead off with the Clef, and they're going to lead off with the Incineroar. So here comes the parting shot on the Gastro switch in. So interesting. In comes the Virizion, and as forces switch out and go into the Flygon, who's going to get SD'd on the switch in with the Virizion. Going to get Leaf Bladed, and the Flygon lives it barely. Goes for the Outrage and knocks out the Virizion. Yo, hold up. Wait a minute. Yo, how did that kill? Is he banded? He must have been banded. That's the only way that would have killed. That would not kill like regularly. So yeah, banded Flygon's actually pretty interesting. That could have been a threat actually. That could have been very good. So for him to get rid of it's actually a pretty it's actually pretty great for Eric though. So not too bad though. But yeah, yeah, they're gonna get the Ludicolors are gonna get the revenge kill here. Are gonna knock out the Flygon. So now it's 1-1. Now it comes to Clef, who could go for Flamethrower, whatever it has, to force out the Scizor. But he's going to go for the Cosmic Power on the switch into Incineroar. Here comes a Parting Shot. So now the Ludicrous are going to bring in the Espeon now on the Parting Shot. And here comes another Cosmic Power from the Septiles. Okay. So he's going to switch out now and bring in the Rune. Going to get tricked on. Okay, so there's the Specs now. Here comes a Shadow Ball. It's going to do a lot. And here comes some Rocks. Oh, Poltergeist. Oh, that died. Yo, wait a minute. Okay. So Eric's just going straight going straight offensive here. Okay, so here comes a knockoff. There goes the Rune. So Rune's gonna drop, but he's gonna get Wandered Spirit, or the Incineroar's gonna take the Wandering Spirit. Here comes the Darm. Darm's gonna get Yui'd on. Gonna get the Sheer Force taken away from him. But here comes the Gastro, who's gonna get knocked off on the switch in. So now Gastro's getting chipped every turn, but still, Gastro could still be very effective here. Looking at it again, if it's more of a utility one, then he has a shot here. But if it's even Curse, if it's Curse Gastrodon, actually it's probably not Curse Gastrodon because he's got Rocky Helmet. So Usually Curse Gastrodon will want like some kind of recovery, so I guess he's not running that. So he's probably going to be more utility wise. Probably has to like Skull, Toxic, Recover. So yeah, there's a Skull. Does he get a burn? He does get the burn. So the Ludicolours are going to get burned right there, which sucks. Here comes a Brave Bird. Brave Bird's going to do some damage, but not too much. And he can just sit here and recover here. So Eric is going to do that. And yeah, Bravery is getting worn down, but the Skull is just going to keep going. And he really didn't have to switch out here. Like, he's pretty much free to just stay in. So he's just going to go for the CC, going to get scalded, and there goes the Braviary. So Braviary drops. Here comes the Como-O. It's probably going to be a setup Como-O, which it is. So now he can go for the Clangorous Soul, going to get that boost off bat. Goes for a Toxic on the Clangorous Soul. So now Gastro is just in the commanding position. Here comes the CC. Gastro's going to live it, though. He's going to get the recovery off. But he could just CC again and we'll knock him out here. So he is going to do that, and there goes the Gastro. So Gastro's going to get knocked out. But honestly, in Eric's position, Eric is pretty much free to do whatever he wants. The Clef, since his Cosmic Power, could easily 1v1 the Scissor unless Scissor has like SD. But if it's like an unaware Clef, then it's over. It's actually over. So let's see if he is unaware Clef. No, he's not. Here comes the Rillaboom. Rillaboom is going to go for the Grassy, and Como's going to live it barely. Jeez, here comes an Ice Punch, and the Boom is gonna eat the hit though. But now he can just pretty much die off, and here comes the Scissor to probably like finish it off. No, Incineroar's gonna come in here instead. Okay, so go for the Yui, gonna get critted on, so not too great for them. But here comes a knockoff. So knockoff's gonna get rid of the lefties on the. Oh, it was weakness policy. I see. Blitz is gonna do a lot, but you can just Cosmic Power on this now, and that's pretty much gonna be the game. Again, unless this is unaware, I don't think he's going to win this. I mean, if this is unaware, then yeah, he can't win this. But if he's not, then I think Scissor has a shot. So here comes a Bullet Punch. Okay, so that's just going to fall pretty much. The Scissor can't really do much. He was actually lefties. Huh. Okay, well, that's going to drop. But the Dharma is too healthy. And the Rillaboom is just going to drop as well. So yeah, he's going to finish this off with the Dharm, and that's going to be the game. So that's going to be a win for the Sceptiles. Not too bad. Definitely an interesting game here. Didn't expect that to be banded. Either this was banded Flygon, or this Virizion had like some low defense investment. Or maybe he had like no defense investment. Nah, that had to be banded. That had to be banded. Flygon, I hate to say it, but Flygon's very weak without any kind of like boosting kind of item. So yeah, I think that had to be banded for him to kill that Virizion like that. But still, an interesting game. Disturbed. Why did I say disturbed? Weird. Okay. Oh, it's because of Poltergeist, I guess. I've never seen that text before. That's interesting to me. But yeah, that's gonna cover the one of the matches for this week. So now let's move on to the second match for this week, or for week 6, which is the Farmington Feraligators versus the Dubai Dragapults. So the Dubai Dragapults actually have a different kind of team this time around. They did not bring the Toxapex this time, so interesting from DMX, the fact he didn't bring it. Eevee though, Eevee's gonna be bringing that power like always, so he's got to watch out for whatever DMX is gonna be bringing, because he's definitely gonna be bringing something to deal with this kind of like this heavy offense that that Eevee likes to run, or that King Eevee likes to run. But looking at the matchup though, the Feraligators have a pretty good shot at breaking through his team. But the one thing they have to fear is the Mimikyu. Mimikyu could be a problem, but yeah, Mimikyu is going to be like the biggest problem for him. But if he can get rid of the Mimikyu, then he should have pretty easy time dealing with it, or dealing with this team with Haxorus plus Sneasel. Those two together are going to be very solid against the rest of his team. Also, I don't really know what the Reboot could do. I guess Reboot, it's pretty good at dealing with the Celebi, but it depends on if it's like a fast Celebi or if it's like a defensive one. I think defensive Celebi could kind of get messed up anyway, because Yui just does too much damage. The only mon he has that gets like Yui is this anyway. So let's see. Also Zeraora is really good too. It can knock off the Dragapult. It can knock off It can knock off a lot of things and be pretty much like scot-free. The Sandaconda though could be interesting. If he's like a coiling one, that could do some damage. But if he's just glare rocks, that's also pretty effective for him too, because that gets rid of, or that gets rocks up for him, which unfortunately King Eevee does not have any kind of hazard removal outside of Corviknight, which he did not bring this week. But yeah, let's see how this goes. So the Dragapults are going to lead off with the Celebi, and the Fraliers are going to lead off with the Bro. Here comes a Psychic. Interesting. Here comes a Stealth Rock. So it's actually Rock Celebi. So that means this is Coil. Okay, got it. So he's going to get the rocks up. Now he's going to get the Quick Draw on with the Porygon too. Going to switch out and bring in the Zeraora now on what? A Discharge. Okay, so Discharge P2, so that means it didn't have T-Wave. It probably has Toxic then. So probably Discharge, Toxic, Ice Beam, Recover. That's my guess. But I could be very wrong. But yeah, with him tracing Quick Draw, that means he can get the priority off. So he has a chance to get like a Toxic off right off bat. So let's see if he gets it. Nope. Gonna get the knocked off instead. So now he's gonna recover here. With the knockoff coming, here comes a... Okay, here comes an Ice Beam. Alright, so there's the Ice Beam there. So I pretty much, like, predicted that. Here comes a Yui, so he's going to get Yui'd on. That doesn't do too much. He's also Boots on that, too. So here comes the Banded Sneasel. So Banded Sneasel could be very strong here. He's going to go for the knockoff, going to get rid of the lefties there. Going to get glared on. So with Sneasel getting glared, that means he can't really deal with this Celebi that well now. So this thing could pretty much just kill him with a Giga Drain if he has it, or Leaf Storm. So yeah, with Sneasel getting paralyzed, it's going to be very hard for the for Alligators to get anything going here with it. But let's see what he can do. Going to get crashed. Okay, so hold up, wait, he's not banded. Interesting. Actually, if he was banded, that would have done like 30. That probably would have done like 30%. Maybe a little bit more than 30%. Probably like 35-ish. Maybe. I think 30 actually makes more sense. But yeah, he can just rest here if he has it. He's gonna get flinched. Oh no! So here comes the Rotom, gonna get paralyzed there. So here comes the Overheat, and there goes the Sneasel. So Sneasel getting removed is actually very good for the Dragapults, because that removes one way of dealing with Dragapult, or dealing with their own Dragapult, and also getting rid of the answer to Celebi and getting rid of like a knockoff user. So that's actually very good for them. Now, how is King Eevee going to react to this? He's probably going to bring in the P2. No, he's going to bring in the Bro. Okay. Here comes the P2. Is he going to Calm Mind? Does he have Calm Mind? He's going to Scald. Okay, so he wants to try and burn this. Okay, so he's going to bring in the Zeraora on the Ice Beam. So they do catch him. Now in comes the Celebi. He's going to knock off again, I'm sure. Nope, going to go for the CC. CC does a lot. Yo, that's actually a lot of damage. That's a lot. Like 24 to Celebi? That might be Bandit. That might be Banded Zeraora. Because that's a lot. That might be Banded, actually. Jeez. Okay, so here comes the Psychic on the Bro switch in. So the Fraliers are going to switch in to bring in the Bro. Psychic's going to do a lot. He's going to go for the sidearm and kill the Celebi. Yo! What? Okay. Yo, King Eevee just does not care. He just does not care. He's going for those kills like right off bat. I feel that. Here comes the Mimikyu. So like I said, this is the threat to him. This is the threat to his whole team. This Mon right here could just sweep him. Like, no cap. This Mon just can legit just sweep him right now. Which is really, really scary. Now if the Haxorus is banded, and like not adamant, then he can break through the disguise and go for an Earthquake and kill this off. If he does that, then cool. Earthquake should kill. He's gonna just break the Sash instead. He wants to break it instead. He's gonna go for the Yui, and there goes the Sandaconda. So Sandaconda's gone. So overall, this is a pretty fast-paced match. But PZ's here. So PZ versus P2. Oh, this is just amazing. Okay, so with PZ coming in here, there's a lot that could happen. He could be Specs. He has brought Specs before. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna change up on that because Specs is just too good on this Mon. He can't Hyper Beam though if he's thinking about it, or if he was thinking about it. So he's probably forced to go for like Shadow Ball or go for Ice Beam or something. So let's see. It comes P2, so P2 versus PZ. Oh snap! Oh, okay. So he's gonna switch out and bring in the Zeraora. He's gonna get the recovery off though, so he's gonna go for the knockoff again. I guess he tried to predict again, but it didn't play in his favor. So here comes the reboot again on the next recovery. So he's gonna try and keep this P2 here as long as he can. He's gonna get UE'd on. Gonna take 25%. Here comes the Zero Aura again on the Ice Beam. Ooh, so DMX does catch him there. Here comes the reboot again. He's gonna UE again to keep chipping this down as much as he can. Here comes the Haxorus now on the recovery, I'm sure. So he's gonna recover here. So with the Eviolite being gone, P2 probably won't take a hit very well from this, depending on, again, if this is banded or if this is like some kind of SD set. So let's see what he is. He is banded, and that is going to kill off the P2. So there goes P2, but now he gets a free switch into Dragapult or even this. So here comes the Pult, and here comes the Darts, and there goes the Reboot. So Reboot's going to drop, and now in comes PZ. So PZ has to go for Ice Beam or something to try and get some kind of like leverage going. Here comes the Shadow Ball. It does a lot. So that is Specs. Shadow Ball is not going to kill off the Rotom though. And Discharge is going to do a lot. No para. So here comes the next Shadow Ball. And there goes the Rotom. So now Pult is in here again. Here comes a Dart. And that is going to drop the PZ. So now comes the Hax. Is Hax Choice Scarf or is it banded? Let's see. He is banded. And that is going to be the game. Wow. Very interesting game though. Very interesting game. I actually like this game a lot. This game is pretty cool. Again, that Galarian Slowbro, man. That's a mon. That's a very interesting mon. Like, I still don't know how it works, but that's a very interesting mon, man. The fact it was able to kill off the Celebi though was interesting as well, and also the fact that that Zero Aura, that Zero Aura had to be banded. It had to be. Either like he never switched up his move. Like he had to be some kind of banned on that. So maybe he was like double banned for his team. Still a very interesting turn. So maybe he was like double banned, probably Twist Scarf, probably Spec. Well, he was definitely Specs on that, without a doubt in my mind. Don't know what the bro could have been. He didn't show any recovery item, so maybe he was just he wasn't boots either. He took rock damage, I think. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it took rock damage. Oh wait, no, this was boots. I'm kidding. This was actually boots on that. That was boots, and this was just like. So this was boots. This was like double banned. Probably like some kind of never melt ice item, most likely. But yeah, this was a very close game. So the Dragapults are going to take the win for this week. And yeah, so now I believe they are 5-1. So yeah, they're 5-1. So again, like I said already, they are already qualified for playoffs. And King Eevee is now, I believe, 2-4, I think. Again, I'll update all these matches after I'm done. After I'm done like recording all these games. So yeah, that's gonna be game 2 for this week. So now let's move on to game 3. So actually, before I move on to game 3, I do want to mention that for game 4, with the Fire Nation and the Pennsylvania Phantoms, that game ended up coming down to a forfeit. Basically one of the players was not available at the time to play, so I pretty much just gave them the forfeit, and yeah, so the winner of that, or so basically the Pennsylvania Phantoms got their forfeit win, so for that week, and now the Fire Nation are, I believe, 4-2 or 3-2. No, wait, no, it is I think I'm wrong. I think they're 3-3. Yeah, they're 3-3. But yeah, so now let's move on to the last match for this week, which is my team, the Washington Samurats, versus the Wisconsin Weezing. So this is my boy Helmy. So me and Helmy, we go way back, man. 6 years. 6 years we've been on this stuff, man. 6 years we've been on this. So it was pretty fun to play him again. Now when I played him, I had like an idea of what he would bring, but I didn't expect these guys to be his picks. Like I had a feeling he had to bring like some kind of weather to deal with my rain. So him bringing Tar plus Drill made sense, and also him bringing Heliolisk made sense as well, since it is a water absorber, so it could take on like water moves from Kingdra or even my Keldeo. So I kind of expected that. Now the team I brought for this week, I had to bring like something that was like kind of a mixed kind of offensive team. Well, not really like mixed offensive, but like more of a team that could fit like in different ways. So basically, I have my wave utility in Cofagrigus, and then I also have again my Rain Core. Then I have like a more utility wise kind of Keldeo. Then I got like a banded Machamp, and I have a substitute Marowak, which I played very badly, and you guys will see how badly I played it. I played it like some crap. But with Helmy's team though, the Mons I was actually expecting. I kind of expected him to bring Thwacky. Thwacky would have been really good against me. Because I don't really have too many ways of dealing with it. Besides maybe of course if I brought Hydreigon or if I brought Abomasnow, I would have had like some way to deal with it. But with this team I brought here, Thwacky could have been a problem. It could have been a problem, but luckily he didn't bring that. But I did have a way to deal with it, which was my Cofagrigus. But yeah, also Cofagrigus was kind of meant to be a way to deal with Urshifu too. But that did not go very well because I played it pretty badly. But you know what? Let's just dive in and let's see what happens. So turn 1, I lead with Machamp as Helmy leads off with the Heliolisk. So I was actually surprised he led with this. Well, actually no. Well, I am, but I'm not at the same time. But I'm more surprised by how he just U-turned on me in the first turn. Like that really shook me. I was just like, what? Like I was just like, huh? Like I thought he'd be specs and just knock me out with a Thunderbolt or even a Hyper Voice. It was free. Well, actually, you couldn't go for Hyper Voice since I had my cough still here. But Thunderbolt was pretty free as well. Then again, he had to worry about my Marowak or even Grass Knot. Like Grass Knot, even Surf would have been good too. Even if he would have chipped me, like he could have gotten something off. But with my Machamp being in here, getting like barely chipped, I have a free hit. So I'm gonna go for the knockoff, and there goes the drift. So Drifblim just dies on the knockoff switching. Knockoff was pretty much like the best play I could make since it did cover everything. As this move is just so good at doing that. But basically my move said I have like double dark coverage, so I have a way to remove items and also have a way to still hit things even with their item being removed. So yeah, that's why I got the double dark coverage. But it doesn't really matter too much because here comes the Urshifu who could, go for the Surging Strike, which he does go for. Gets that crit, you know what I'm saying? Get that crit, but also getting chipped as well, which is what I wanted. But still, that's doing way too much damage to myself. So yeah, as you can see, he brought me down to like 32%, which means that the next two hits will kill me off. But I played it so bad, like I don't think I needed to bring. Well, bringing this in was good because it did chip it down a lot. But at the same time, I think I could have played it a little bit better. I probably could have went hard Pelipper. Pelipper would have dealt with this since my Pelipper has a lot of defense investment. But I wasn't sure if he'd like try to predict me and maybe go for like Thunder Punch or something. So, but granted, in the position I was in, I think he was pretty much free to go for the Surging Strike anyway. But yeah, now what he could do is switch out here, or he could just go for it again, which he does. He does go for it. So I'm gonna get chipped a lot, like a lot, on the switching. So now I kind of just die here. Now that was really bad. What I should have done was actually sat Cofagrigus there. If I sat Cofagrigus there, then I could have brought in the Kingdra pretty easily, and I wouldn't have had to fear this. Besides, of course, fearing the Heliolisk, and I would have had a Draco. But he had the Aromatisse, which easily could have taken the Draco. So with my Pelipper dying, I lose my Rain, which is really bad, and I'm forced to go for the Draco, as he can bring the Aromatisse anyway. Again, if I just pumped there, I would have gotten rid of this thing, and I wouldn't have had to worry about it for the rest of the game. But again, I was thinking he'd go into I was really thinking he'd go into Heliolisk at some point, but he just never made that play. So yeah, he got the upper hand on me. Because now, I have to switch out here and go into somebody to sack. So I kind of just do that, or I just go into my Marowak, which actually has some Spadef investment, so it can take the hit. Here comes the Tar. Now when I saw the Tar, when I saw the Tar come in on the switch in, I was just like, yo, what? Like, I did not expect him to do that. I thought he'd go for the Moonblast. Moonblast was pretty free, honestly. But I guess he thought that I could switch up moves. So that's why he went into Tar anyway. Maybe. But with Marowak coming in here, or with my Marowak being in here on the Tar switch-in, this is actually very good for me because Marowak is going to be able to just break things in half. So the one thing I can't really do is sub, because if I sub, then for one, Heliolisk can actually break through that sub, and same with Urshifu with Surging Strike. So I would pretty much die from this mon, since he was most likely Choice Scarf on that anyway, or maybe Banded. He could have been Banded actually, judging by how much he did to my Cough and also to my Pelipper. So yeah, all I can really do is just go for the Boomerang, which I do have. I don't go for the sub. I think I did go for the sub though. I probably did. Yeah, I just went for the Boomerang instead. So I go for the Bone. It does a lot. And after Sand, he can drop. So I can go for it again, but I actually choose to go for the SD as he goes for the Wish. So with him wishing there, he's forced to protect, or he's forced to go into or he's forced to sack something. Which I do believe he does. I think he just throws this away as I go for the sub on the protect, but instead he just went for the Moonblast instead. So with him doing that, I can just go for the Boomerang here, and I'm able to do a lot to this Aromatisse, keeping it as low as possible. Moonblast is still not doing that much, is doing a lot, but I'm still able to take the hit, and now I can knock out the Aromatisse. So now his Dragon immunity is out the way, which means that Kingdra's pretty free to just hit Dracos, but I'm kind of forced at this point to just go for the water move now. So what he can do is go into the Heliolisk as I bring in the Cough as he goes for the Hyper Voice now. So I thought, oh, he's just locked in. No, he's not. He goes for the Thunderbolt and kills me off. So with my Cough being dead, I can't burn anything. So I kind of have to, fear some things. I got to fear that one. Well, I mean, I was already low to the point where Drill can just kill me off, and same with Tar. So with that happening, I'm kind of in a position where I have to figure out what to do now. So now that I know that this Heliolisk is not locked into anything, that means I have to go into my Machamp. Machamp is actually very good right now, due to the fact that the fighting immunity is gone, or the fighting resist is gone, which means that Dynamic Punch or CC, whatever I have, I think I did have Dynamic Punch on this set, it's very free to hit. So I am going to go into it right now, and I am going to get some big damage off, and I'm going to kill off this Heliolisk. So Heliolisk being gone is perfect. Don't know what item he was, but since he just dropped to 100, I'm assuming that he was not sashed. So, and he wasn't Specs either, so maybe, or Life Orb, so maybe he was like Magnet or something. Magnet, maybe Silk Scarf, or maybe Expert Belt. Expert Belt would make some sense. But yeah, with Heliolisk getting dominated right there, that is probably the biggest threat out the way now. So with that being gone, that's really good for me. Here comes the Urshifu, who could just, kill me off with whatever he wants. He goes for the CC. CC does a lot, just destroys me. So yeah. So yeah, now I'm convinced that this Urshifu is a choice banded. So now with my Kingdra being dead, I have to go into somebody that can revenge kill this. The only mon that I have that can revenge kill it, and that's actually faster than it, is Keldeo. But my Keldeo does not have, Secret Sword, but he's going to be forced to go on a Tar to scout for it, as I actually go for the Scald. So I go for the Scald, no burn on the Tar, but Tar took that very easily. So that told me that this Tar might have been like either AV or something. It had to be AV for him to take Scald that well. Cause Scald off like Keldeo, like granted my Keldeo didn't have a lot of special attack investment, that still did like very little to that Tar. Like 30% is not a lot on a Tar like this. So yeah, that pretty much confirmed to me that he was like AV. So I'm gonna go into Marowak as he's only forced to go for Rock Slide or Crunch, as he does go for Rock Slide or Crunch, and I do the dumbest play possible. I go for the Focus Punch thinking he switched, but he never switched. I was so bad for that play, man. Like, I literally told him in the chat, bro, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Like, I don't know what made me think that he would switch out. I don't know what made me think he'd switch. But so I thought he'd do it. I thought he would. But in the position he's in, he would never switch there. He had no reason to switch. He was gonna sack this anyway and bring in the drill and then try and sweep me. That was his goal. That was legit his goal. I only prevented it by going for the focus punch play. So now I have to go into Keldeo and I have to scald him. He's gonna go for the stub. He goes for the rock slide. It doesn't do too much. But as I said, this tar can't really do anything to me. And my Keldeo's gonna go off here. I go for the scald. I try to fish for a burn. I don't get the burn. He goes for the crunch and he is able to break my sub. But now this stands out the way. I can just sub here again as I do go for it. He is gonna keep going for the crunch. He does not break my sub, so I have to go for a calm. I have to go for the calm mind here as I do go for it. And I'm actually gonna be I guess you would call a Vin Keldeo, which has protect on this set. So I do go for the protect as he can just come in here and just finish me off. I go for the skull. Skull does a lot, and I do get the burn, and I'm able to take the hit from the Urshifu, and that is pretty much gonna be the game. As again, this is weakened. And Taro will probably die to the next hit. I go for the protect like a dummy because I forget that that Unseen Fist can go through protection. So while he gets 3 hits off, he's gonna die to the skull. I mean to the burn, and that's gonna be that. Here comes the Tar, who's gonna be able to set up for the Keldeo or for the drill. So I go for the sub, to make sure that I don't die. But he's gonna break through with the crit crunch. So now I have to go for the protect to make sure that he doesn't do it again, or try to waste some sand turns. But it's not gonna really happen too well. I go for the scald. There goes the tar. So tar drops, and now in comes the moment of truth. The drill, who's probably sand rush, and I knew I'd lose at this point. So I go for the skull anyway, but he's not sand rush, and he just kills me off, or I kill him off, and that's gonna be the game. So this is a hilarious game. This game was funny as hell to me. This was probably the funniest game I played so far. But yeah, the fact he wasn't sand rush on the drill was very surprising to me. I really thought he'd be sand rush drill with a team like this, but I guess he wanted to be sand force. I mean, go figure, I guess. Yeah, if he was sand rush, I would have lost. Honestly, I would have just straight up lost here. I was already prepared. I was already prepared to just lose at this point. From the fact that drill came in. But yeah, that's gonna be the game for week 6. So GG to the Wisconsin Weezings. They played pretty well though. Definitely kept me on my toes. But yeah, that is gonna be all the games for week 6. So I will be putting up the matches for week 7 as soon as possible. So yeah, again, one more week and then we can move on to playoffs. So yeah, I wish I had the doc open so I could just do the actual rankings right now. But it's fine. Anyways, I will see you guys for week 7. So yeah. Last week, man, this went by so fast, honestly. I didn't expect it to go by this fast, but yeah, overall, I just want to say thank you guys for you guys watching, and also for all the players that have come so far. Seriously, this has been a very successful week. This has been a very successful season for this draft league. I'm pretty hyped for what could happen in the future. So yeah. Again, that's it, guys. Be safe, wash your hands, and I will see you in week 7 of the Bushido Gang Draft League. So, peace out.